Listen, reflect, and rest in the Word. Welcome to Grace in Words. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty. Darkness was on the surface of the deep, and God's Spirit was hovering over the surface of the waters. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and He divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. There was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Then God said, "Let there be an expanse in the middle of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." God made the expanse, and divided the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse, and it was so. God called the expanse sky. There was evening, and there was morning, the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters under the sky be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear," and it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of waters He called seas, and God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth produce grass, herbs yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit after their kind, with their seed in it, on the earth." And it was so. The earth brought forth grass, herbs yielding seed after their kind, and trees bearing fruit with seed in them after their kind. And God saw that it was good. There was evening, and there was morning, the third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, for seasons, for days, and for years. Let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth." And it was so. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the expanse of the sky, to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. There was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters abound with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth in the open expanse of the sky." God created the large sea creatures, and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarmed, after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful, and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." There was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after their kind, livestock, creeping things, and beasts of the earth after their kind." And it was so. God made the beasts of the earth after their kind, and the livestock after their kind, and everything that creeps on the ground after its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created him. Male and female, He created them. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." Then God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb yielding seed, which is on the surface of all the earth, and every tree which bears fruit yielding seed. It will be your food. To every animal of the earth, to every bird of the sky, and to everything that creeps on the earth, I have given every green herb for food." And it was so. God saw everything that He had made, and behold, it was very good. There was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. The heavens, the earth, and all their vast array were finished. On the seventh day God finished his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because he rested in it from all his work of creation which he had done. This is the history of the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created. In the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, no plant of the field was yet in the earth, and no herb of the field had yet sprung up. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. The Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. The Lord God planted a garden eastward, in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Out of the ground the Lord God made every tree to grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, including the tree of life in the middle of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it was parted, and became the source of 4 rivers. The name of the first is Pishon. It flows through the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of that land is good. Bdellium and onyx stone are also there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It flows through the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Hiddekel. This is the one which flows in front of Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to cultivate and keep it. The Lord God commanded the man, saying, You may freely eat of every tree of the garden, but you shall not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For in the day that you eat of it, you will surely die. The Lord God said, It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. Out of the ground the Lord God formed every animal of the field, and every bird of the sky, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. Whatever the man called every living creature became its name. The man gave names to all livestock, and to the birds of the sky, and to every animal of the field. But for man there was not found a helper comparable to him. The Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. As the man slept, he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. The Lord God made a woman from the rib which he had taken from the man, and brought her to the man. The man said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She will be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore a man will leave his father and his mother, and will join with his wife, and they will be one flesh. The man and his wife were both naked, and they were not ashamed. Now the serpent was more subtle than any animal of the field which the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, Has God really said, You shall not eat of any tree of the garden? The woman said to the serpent, We may eat fruit from the trees of the garden, but not the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden. God has said, You shall not eat of it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. The serpent said to the woman, You will not surely die. For God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and pleasant to the eyes, and desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate, and gave some to her husband, and he ate. Then their eyes were opened, and they knew that they were naked. They sewed fig leaves together, and made coverings for themselves. They heard the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves among the trees. The Lord God called to the man and said, Where are you? He answered, I heard your voice, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid myself. God said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? The man said, The woman you gave me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate. Then the Lord God said to the woman, What have you done? The woman said, The serpent deceived me, and I ate. The Lord God said to the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed above all livestock and every animal of the field. You will go on your belly and eat dust all the days of your life. I will put hostility between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bring forth children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. To Adam he said, Because you have listened to your wife and eaten from the tree, which I commanded you not to eat, the ground is cursed because of you. Through painful toil you will eat from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you will eat bread until you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you shall return. The man called his wife Eve, because she was the mother of all living. The Lord God made garments of animal skins for Adam and his wife, and clothed them. Then the Lord God said, Behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Now lest he reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him out from the Garden of Eden, to work the ground from which he had been taken. He drove out the man, and he placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, with a flaming sword that turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life.